Hello, crafty friends, and welcome back. Or at least welcome back to me. I've been gone for a while, so I was on vacation and just not doing any. I was crafting, but I was doing a lot of pocket pages, and I recorded a few, and I'll be sharing those here soon, but mostly just not recording. So just was trying to get through some pages, and this was the first one that I decided to go ahead and share. Um, I am trying to finish up, I guess I would call it part one of Cody's first year album. And so these were some of the pictures that I haven't scrapbooked yet from his 6 months photo session. And these two pictures, one's a close up of him, and then the other one is you can see Hope is holding him up, and kind of looks like he's standing, but she's holding him up, and you can see his little cute little jeans. And they had matching jackets that looked exactly the same for a few of the pictures. And so I am combining some of the academia die cuts and the paper line from American Crafts, the Cedar House. And so the background is from Cedar House, and the brick is from Cedar House, I think. Um, yeah, I think that one, that because I know Academia has a brick too, but I think it's more orangey, and I wanted to stick more with this burgundy red color. So I am using some ink around the edges, and I think I'm using the newest one, Burnt Timber Distress ink. And so here is basically what my layout is going to look like. So I did pull that oval frame. I think that's a 49 to Market piece as well. And so between 49 and Market and this American Crafts Cedar House collection, the die cuts, and I don't think I have the stickers. I think I just have the die cuts. And so between those two collections, I put this layout together. So I do go ahead. I want to do some stamping that'll kind of peek out from behind this main focal section there in the middle. And so I am going ahead and putting all my pieces together so I can move that as one large piece on and off of the layout to test for where I want my inking to go, to make sure I'm putting everything in the right place. So here I'm just using some of my foam adhesive and just getting all those top layer pieces put on because I know exactly where I want all of that to come together. So even though this isn't a school layout, I just kind of felt like those lockers and that jacket or backpack hanging from the hook of that locker, I don't know, I just felt like it just supported these pictures in his, I guess, little mini varsity jacket. So that's what I went with. So basically, here's my title that I think the middle part says "You Are," and then the larger letters are "Awesome." And so here I am also adding, so even though these bits and pieces will be attached underneath this large cluster, that I did want to make sure that I was taking into account the space that they will take up as well when I'm doing my stamping here later on. So here, just still building my main center section cluster. There I am tying a bow with my, I guess it's crochet thread. I have started using that a lot when I want a whiter, like a white kind of thread versus my cream colored jute that I have. So use that there within the tag so I don't have a naked tag. And I did even decide to go ahead and put these pieces on the title bits, even though I could have waited until after I had done all the stamping. And now I'm doing this top cluster up here, and as you can see that I did bring in this additional bluish teal color as well, and so since I had it in that upper right cluster, that I added that tag as well that had that same color. And then I believe the ticket on the left hand side by the die cut that says smile, that also has that little bit of that color. So it's not a prominent color, but it does just add an additional pop of color so this doesn't become completely monochromatic. And the same thing with the yellow that is in each of the 3 clusters. So here I am starting to do my stamping, and I am using a stamp from All and Create, and as you can see it's way bigger than what I really need to stamp, and so I'm just kind of using different sections of the stamp and just inking those areas up with, I believe I used Aged Mahogany ink by Tim Holtz, the Distress ink, and just kind of mixing the stamps all around. And once I've decided where I want it to be, then I pull my large section away, do the stamp, and move on to the next section. So here I am just kind of going back and filling in some areas on each side. And so now that I have that grid, I think I'm done with that one. Yep, looks like I tossed it to the side. And so here I grab, these are smaller All and Create, and they just have different, what kind of looks like grungy stamps on them that are great for this kind of technique. And so, I didn't. I grabbed that larger one again to add a little bit on the side there, since I had a larger section that I thought it would be easier to do it with that larger stamp. And still bringing that piece back in, and I did just do the one color of stamping and go ahead and stick that all down, and so it's just kind of peeking out around my main section of the layout. And so then I decided that I did want to bring in just a little bit more on the top and the bottom, so I cut out these little sections, and instead of using my distress tool to rip the edges, that I just tore the paper and then coming back in with my ink and doing that there. And then I'm just adding a few more pieces of that burgundy scrap paper that I had from my scrap bin that anchors each side of the main photo cluster, and I am just backing those areas with those scraps. And then again I have 2 little yellow bits that are going to go into one at the top and one at the bottom, and then I have a camera that's going to go into each of those tiny torn out areas. And those are put down, and then that's, I think, going to, well, no, we're not quite done yet. What else do I do here? So looks like I'm just kind of moving them around. I think I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to stick them down into the torn out so they just kind of peek out, or if they are just setting on top. So I think that's what I was trying to decide. Here, when I do those little peek, I guess I'll call it like a peekaboo area of torn out paper, that I do like to use some washi tape on the back to make sure that when I am putting these into the page protectors, that those areas don't get caught on something and rip off and then ruin the front of my layout. So you saw me there putting the washi tape on, and I didn't completely go all the way around, but that's what I eventually did to protect everything for the back of the layout. And so this year, I've mentioned it multiple times that I am trying to use up more of my enamel dot stash. So I did go through and find several different colors that I thought worked with the colors that I had used in this layout. Oddly enough, I have no burgundy ones, so apparently that was either color that I really liked or I just didn't really have many. So I pulled more of the accent colors with the orange in the orangey rusty color in the lockers, and the creams and that darker bluish teal color. And and then it looks like I maybe have used some yellow as well. So that is getting close to wrapping things up on this one. So if you have any questions for me, feel free to leave those down below. Otherwise, thanks for stopping by. And here are the close-up photos. And you can also find me on Instagram. So thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time. Bye.